Okay,
You
thank
can
you.
just tell me when you want the next slide.
Yeah. I want to explain to you what we did in Karlsruhe, also with parcels in Trams. Uh, the title here is Twinning Living Lab Karlsruhe, and you see on the right picture of Karlsruhe with the castle. And on the next slide, uh, you see an overview of the Urbane project. Urbane is a European funded project, and it deals with last mile logistics and physical internet inspired last mile delivery. We have a number of cities within the project, and the involved cities are grouped in three groups. Lighthouse Living Labs, that's Helsinki, Bologna, Valladolid, and Thessaloniki. We have the Twinning Living Labs, Barcelona and Karlsruhe, that are similar to one of the Lighthouse Living Labs. And we have the follower cities, Aarhus, Antwerp, Mechelen, La Rochelle, Prague, and Ravenna. They follow up what is done in the other Living Lab cities. Now, Karlsruhe is the Twinning Living Lab of Helsinki, and that is because we both used robots, autonomous mobile robots, or AMRs for short, to transport the parcels. On the next slide, you see the role of Karlsruhe within the project. The main role of Karlsruhe in Urbane is to implement an intermodal solution combining robots or AMRs with rail-based transport. We have those tram trains in Karlsruhe in order to move the parcels. One word to the word tram train. In Karlsruhe, we have the so-called Karlsruhe model, which is combination of trams that can also ride on the outside of Karlsruhe, of the city center, on the regular network of Deutsche Bahn, of the regular railway traffic, because they can feed on two different systems of electricity, and they have the same gauge in the city and outside. So this is the peculiarity of Karlsruhe, and this is why we chose Karlsruhe to have in the project, because we can not only serve the city or the city center, but also the region around. To give you an idea about the size of the region, uh, I personally live in the little village that was the first final stop, and that's about 30 kilometers to the northeast of the Karlsruhe city center. And in the meantime, we travel a lot longer, and we have, well, close to 100-kilometer radius around Karlsruhe that is served by those tram trains that travel directly from the city center out to the region. The basic idea that we follow here in the project is that we have transport capacity available in the off-peak hours. Now, this is important. We do not add trams in the system like we just saw in the metro in the Madrid metro case. We want to use what is already available as transport capacity. We have basically four partners or four stakeholders in the Karlsruhe project. That's automotive engineering. We do the coordination and we carry out surveys during the demonstration. The city of Karlsruhe is involved. They provide specific city information like what is the density of the population and the socio-demographic data. We have AVG. This is the tram operator. They provide access to tram and the infrastructure, mainly the tram stops. And we have SEW. SEW Eurodrive is a company located close to Karlsruhe. They provide the AMR for the demonstration. And you see in the bottom, you see one of the tram trains that we run here in Karlsruhe. In the next slide, we see the three use cases that we defined specifically for Karlsruhe. Use case one, we called internal transport. This is when a tram runs from one depot to another depot via the normal rail network. And the reason for that is to transport mail and little tools between the depots. The AMR is only needed in a secured environment, namely within the depot, and this is a one-to-one delivery. Use case two is shop to customer. The basic idea is to provide additional service from the shops that are located in the city center, to provide the service to deliver the goods that are purchased from the customers, to deliver that to their home. And so this is an end-to-end delivery, because we can have several shops that deliver to several customers. The third use case is, we call that feeding the needing. This is Meals on Wheels. This is a service that is run by a couple of service providers, for example, the Red Cross in Karlsruhe, that provides food to elderly and people who need food delivered to their home. This is coming from one central kitchen in the northeastern corner of Karlsruhe to the end customers. So this is typical one-to-N deliveries. And these use cases are, of course, very specific to Karlsruhe. The next slide, we see the process in a rough schematic. The robot arrives at the origin and the parcels are loaded onto the robot. Then the robot goes autonomously to the closest train station and waits for the train or tram train to arrive. Then when the tram arrives, it enters also autonomously the tram. The tram drives the normal route that it takes with the passengers and the AMR. And then at the closest station to the destination of the parcels, the AMR leaves the tram and travels to the final destination, namely to the end customer. And this is also done autonomously. In the next slide, you see such a robot. It's not a humanoid robot, naturally, but it's a special robot developed and built by SEW. And this picture was taken during our demo on the 6th of March, where we showed the system to the general public. We had a tram available provided by the tram provider, by AVG, and we had the robot, and we tested the loading and unloading of the parcels, and also the entering and exiting of the robot to the tram. And I was very surprised when I saw the data just before of the 28 seconds for entering the tram. This is exactly what we measured also with our robot, what the time needed to enter the tram. This is an important point, because one of the requirements is that this has to be done within the standard loading and unloading time of the tram, which is in Karlsruhe between 30 and 60 seconds. So this is a requirement that we really fulfill. And this is already the last slide. We have a video available, and I can copy that to the chat.